You are listening to the Earplug Podcast Network, a Fanboys Inc. production.
If you're passionate for what you love and you're serious about it, when you see our cameras at the show, then we want to talk about it. Fair weather fans need not apply. We seek nerds that are true.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Angrygeeks Show. Once again, Jeremy Courtney on that cross-country journey. That's not really Jeremy. That's one of those expensive holograms. On our budget, it's about $5.95. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to have one hell of a terrific guest. Wait, you see who it is? We'll be right back. And we're back with the one and only Tom Holland from Spider-Man, ladies and gentlemen. Tom, thank you.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for going to see my new movie. Hi.
Tom?
Did you see it? Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was great, and I'm not even a Marvel guy.
Yeah, well, you know, the only problem is I'm about 5 feet tall, and I'm never going to grow, so I don't know how many movies I'm going to be in, you know? It's all right.
Hey, you're not the real Tom Holland. Who are you?
Yeah, I am. I got the mask on. Yeah?
Are you sure? Because you sound pretty terrific to me.
All right. Ugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only King of Nerds, Mitch Halleck, Mr. TerrifiCon himself. Sir, thank you. Once again, I really got to get you inside the Geek Lair, and I know you don't want to come to Ware, but I have to get you here.
Here it is. Every time I do, I get lost. I think, where am I? And they go, yeah.
Yeah. So, TerrifiCon, just a few weeks away. I mean, the guest list is just it's terrific. Iron Fist.
I know, heard that. Yeah.
Iron Fist. Robin. Jesse Quick.
Iron Fist, Robin. The Colleen Wing.
Yeah.
Catwoman. The Mad Hatter from Gotham. We're forgetting.
Mr. Terrific himself from Arrow.
Mr. Terrific. How could I not have him there? Dean Cain, Superman.
Yeah, by the way, that was a terrific video of who in the world did that for you? I mean, that was so terrific. I
think it was the Angry Nerds.
The Angry Nerds.
The Riled Up Geeks. Something like that.
Something like that. I don't know, but it was
It was really cool. It was really terrific. And Barb from Stranger Things.
Barb from Stranger
Sean
Things.
Gunn and Chris Sullivan, who's Taserface, who's also Benny in Stranger Things, the guy that owned the diner that found 11.
Yep.
He ends up getting shot. There you go. Yeah, that's just a celebrity thing. Then we have the only New England appearance of Mr. Scott Snyder. Batman fans, rejoice.
Yes.
I see the Batman thing on your table there.
Always here. I want to, if we could, I would love to sit down and have a 3-minute conversation with Scott Snyder on camera. That was the guy. I shot him a message through Instagram.
Ooh. I know a guy.
You know a guy. I would
probably make that happen.
I would hope so. Anyway, the pressure, it's got to be building for you, man. I mean, you're Angrygeeks family. We love you to death. Anything we could do to help you out, especially keep Jeremy away, because you know how he is. But the pressure has got to be building. It's almost...
What? I was just making myself look... Oh, yeah, pressure.
Pressure.
Yeah. I'm boiling over here. I'm out of control.
It's got to be. So is there any surprises that we can look forward to in 2 weeks?
Jeremy popping out of a cake. Kind of like when the Penguin shows up in Batman Returns, he comes through the floor in that little penguin duck car.
Okay.
Let's see, surprise. John Cimino will be there with the Spider-Man suit, so you don't know. That's always a surprise.
Yeah.
You never know what's going on with that guy. No, I think it's all under control. I mean, unless you got something planned I don't know about.
I cannot confirm nor deny, but I know someone who's getting married the weekend after. Something might be happening at TerrifiCon. I'm not sure.
I heard that. Like, you know, a bachelor party at a casino and a Comic-Con. I don't know. It's got the making of a perfect storm. You know, you got this and that and all combined together. So, We'll have bail money ready for you. We'll have a little jar on the information table to people to donate to get you out of Mohegan Sun Prison, because they have their own police force and jail facilities there.
Yes, I know. Anyway, the Batcopter, it's going to be there, correct?
Yes. I was just talking to the forklift guys yesterday. The Batcopter will be lifted off its trailer and brought into the dealer room right next to the Bat boat and the Bat motorcycle and the Batmobile. And then we have a Bat signal, an actually working full-scale Bat signal. And the Bat wall will be there so you can climb up the wall again.
Let me ask you, are we going to light the Bat signal? I know we're having a tribute.
Yes.
We're having a tribute to Adam West. 13 bells going to be rang. What's that tribute? I mean, that was heartbreaking when that happened back in June. So,
Oh, yeah, I mean, nobody saw that coming. Obviously, life goes the way it's going to go.
Mhm.
But the tribute is part of the Battery Night Special. It's funny you should mention that. I just added 30 more tickets to it because it was sold out. So that's Q&A with Burt Ward, talking about working with Batman. It's music from Bob DeSimone, dressed as Batty Darren again, where he wears the tuxedo and the bat mask.
good friend.
Real-life Peter Griffin is going to pop in and talk about Mayor Adam West. Let's see. You get a Jerry Ordway original artwork tribute to Adam West. You get a T-shirt that goes along with it. You get early entry. You get a day ticket to the con and a screening of the 1966 Batman movie on the big screen. That just came out July 30th, 1966. So it just had its 51st birthday the other day.
Atomic batteries of power, turbines of speed. Finish it.
Yeah, sure.
You can't finish it?
I know that.
You are my king, and you can't.
Atomic batteries of power, turbines of speed.
Roger, ready to roll out. Roger, ready to roll out. My lord, you didn't know Aquaman's seahorse's name, and now you could not finish that?
I'm a fraud. I'm not king of the nerds. I'm actually king of crocheting. I can knit one, purl two. I know all that stuff. It's all a facade.
All right,
It's
okay, enough. Let's talk Stranger Things. Barb.
Chaz Palminteri coming.
You know,
What?
Cody, who's my stepson, he's going to be working for you. He always does. Out of all your guests, that's the one guest he really wants to meet.
Really?
Go figure. I guess he's a voice in a video game.
Yeah, he's on Call of Duty.
Yes, and Cody's like, oh my God, I want to meet him. He goes, not only did he work with Stallone, but he did a voice in this. And I'm like, really? Yeah, Rosa.
Forget the fact the guy's Oscar nominated. Forget the fact he wrote Bronx Tale, starred in it. It's on Broadway. It was directed by Robert De Niro in his first ever directorial debut. It had Robert De Niro in it. Forget he's in The Usual Suspect, which is a classic movie. He's voiceover. Your son knows him from a video game.
And a B-rated movie with Stallone. Oscar.
Which one was he?
He was an Oscar.
He was an Oscar?
Yes. Paulie, you have a dangling possible. Yes.
Oh my God, yeah, you're the only one who saw that movie.
Like I said, and Cody goes, oh my God, I really want to meet him. I'm going to bring my video game, when I'm on my break, I'm going to go have him sign. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And he goes, oh my God.
Literally, he came out of left field. He contacted us.
Really?
Because he never did a convention. He likes comics. He's a big fan, like all of us are.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd heard about the show, knew the venue was fantastic at the Mohegan Sun, and he said, hey, if I'm going to do this, why not go with the best? You've heard about the rest. Now try the best.
There you go.
So he picked up the phone, called up, said, can I come in? We found room for him because we were scared that if we said no,
You never want to say no. First rule of business, you never want to say no.
bagged and boarded and thrown into the river. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, right?
You'll be right next to Luca Brasi.
I like Aquaman.
Yeah. Sure you do.
So anyway, yeah, he'll be there. It's a big thing, man. I mean, it's drawn people that we never had before. So
we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. More with the King of Nerds, Mr. Terrific himself, Mitch Halleck. And we're back with the King of Nerds, Mitch Halleck. Dude,
hey,
that's not Mitch Halleck. That's Groot. All right, let's talk Stranger Things. That show came out of nowhere last year. Came out of nowhere, became a massive hit, and you scored one of one of the biggest characters, Barb. Everyone wants to know her fate.
Oh, yeah. Stranger Things. Sharon Purser nominated for an Emmy for her performance for that, even though it wasn't many episodes. I think 2, 3 episodes maybe she was on screen.
I think about that, but she was one of the most popular characters, probably because of her fate.
Yeah.
Now, they're saying that she may come back. Do you think she'll give anyone, or just any fans, any clarity on that at the con? Do you think she could do that?
Forget those non-disclosure agreements with lawyers. They're nothing. Sure, I'm sure she'll tell us everything. Just like Michael Cudlitz did last year when everyone kept asking if he got killed on The Walking Dead. Sure, he told us everything.
Yeah, sure. How did you come about getting Barb?
Actually, I gotta say, it was my friend Mike. We both watched Stranger Things, and we're always like trying to watch shows and movies and figure out who would be a good guest. And he said, "Why don't you get somebody from Stranger Things?" And I go, "Oh, the kids are, they're probably, untouchable because they're, so big." He goes, "What about Barb?" I go, "What about Barb?" And that's what started the conversation. So she was one of the first people we booked, actually.
Really?
For this show. Yeah.
We had Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things as a guest on our show.
Wasn't he at Super Mega?
Yeah, he was at Super Mega. That's when we had him on, and the kid was hilarious.
Was he?
Yes, yeah. And the whole we actually used a part of that in our opening for the show because I just loved having him on. He was like 11 years old, and we're talking to him about stuff that's going on in the show. Like Jeremy, big He-Man fan, and he's talking about He-Man. And he goes, don't know what you're talking about. My dad had to show me. And it was because what do you mean? He goes, I'm only 11. And he keeps screaming at Jeremy. He's only 11. Funniest thing whatsoever. I mean,
not 11 the character.
Not 11 the character. 11 in age. At least that was last year.
Yeah.
Iron Fist, big score. I mean, the weekend of the con, the Defenders.
Shot collar. What? Yes, the Defenders. Yeah.
The Defenders debuts on Netflix. Yeah, I don't want to know why you have a shot collar. It's probably for Harley. Not Harley Quinn, Harley the dog.
So you think.
Yes,
the Defenders. See?
And
Iron Fist. There he is.
And there he is, right there. And he's going to be at TerrifiCon. That is a major score.
Well, he's also...
Game of Thrones.
He was on that show for 6 seasons. And Jessica Henwick, who was also on Game of Thrones, who, I don't know if you do spoiler alert, just got killed off Game of Thrones about a week ago. She was one of the Sand Snakes.
Mm-hmm.
She's also from Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm.
They're both into Defenders. It does premiere that weekend, so I think what you need to do is get your laptop, put your Netflix on, and sit down and watch the Defenders with 2 of the main stars.
During terrific. That's a terrific idea.
It is, yeah. So, I mean, it's just one of those things we're on the pulse.
So I want to talk about some perks about TerrifiCon. Most cons you got to go to, there's a hell of a time trying to park. Something happened, before we get to the perks of TerrifiCon, you guys see he's holding up a Batman comic. You got a gift last year. You got a gift last year from Neil Adams himself. This week, I go to my LCS, I pick up my comics, I have that very cover.
I know, I did the same thing. I was at my comic shop, and they were putting the books out, and I said, wait a second, go back to that Batman, 28. And I go, I have that cover, I have that artwork. And it was the birthday present that Neil Adams gave me last year, the original artwork of Batman that they reused, or he scanned it in, and it's on the cover of this week's Batman issue 28. I go, thanks, Neil. That just went up 3 times in value.
Yeah, it did. When I saw that on Facebook, and I go to pick up my pull this week, and there it was. I'm like, holy crap! That's the one that.
Yeah, the original's sitting right over here. If you're gonna break into the house, it's in the dining room.
All right, and is that around the corner from the front door, or down the hallway? I don't remember.
Yeah. Near enough.
Anyway. Perks at TerrifiCon. Most people go to cons. They can't find a parking space. They have to pay for parking. They got to walk around 8 blocks. They have to wait 4 hours to get into the con. We don't have to do this at TerrifiCon, do we?
No. Free parking. Over 13,000 free parking spots at the Mohegan Sun. Hey, that's $10 if you go buy a Funko Pop. Like this one right here.
Hey, that guy's going to be at TerrifiCon.
So you can do that, or you can buy a comic book. Say this one by David Finch, who will also be at TerrifiCon with his wife Meredith Finch.
Now that's.
So yes, and yeah.
I'm just saying, we're going to be working. We're going to be doing interviews. We'll be helping guests. We'll be doing everything we can. But I will be bringing a comic book for Mr. Finch to sign because his artwork is just badass.
Well, yeah, and listen to this. There's lines of people. We've sold out in the past, but we stagger and we make it so you never wait in line for hours, We keep the flow going. You can go, and everything's self-contained in that convention center. You can go to the bathroom if you have to. You can go get a pizza. You can go get a soda. You can go upstairs to the panels. It's all within that convention center. You never have to leave it. But if you want to venture out and go get fresh Italian food, seafood, Mexican food, I'm trying to think of all the different Irish food. There's all kinds
there's the buffet.
Restaurants. There's a buffet. You can go upstairs to Lansdowne. You can go to Tom's Urban, Gino's Court, which is right outside the facility there. We're going to have the bat cycle there. It's an amazing place to go. It's a fantastic venue. It's a terrific
venue. We're going to take another break and we'll be right back. And we're back with the one and only Mr. Terrific, the king of nerds, Mitch Halleck. What do you read? He's on the phone with Gotham City. Probably Burt Ward.
No, it is Burt Ward. We'll see you in 2 weeks, Burt. Goodbye. What am I reading?
Yeah, what are you reading today? Let's talk about what you're reading. What are you reading?
Let's see what's on the desk that you can't see, that you can't move. I've got all kind of stuff here. I buy a lot of old books. Because I like the old stuff because I'm old. So
you know what I've been collecting everything from the year and month. I was born in February. I've been buying whatever I don't have that came out in February of the year I was born.
Yeah, I always wanted my dad, if I could go back in time, to go to the newsstands on July 10th, 1966, and buy whatever books out there. I've always wished he did that, but he didn't. But
so what are you reading? Seriously, what are you reading today?
I picked up some old Marvel team-ups.
Nice.
With Iron Fist, no less. And who else? The Falcon. I picked up a Roy Thomas, great one.
Nice.
Yeah, there it is. That's when he changes his costume. Caps in that one there. You can't go wrong with this. John Cimino. Hulk versus Thing. Right there. So, this is some of the stuff I picked up. Daredevil. With Spider-Man on it. Submariner, too. So, but new stuff. No, I just picked up the Marvel, what is it called? The Generations or Legacy, the Hulk. The Totally Awesome Hulk met the original Bruce Banner Hulk, and I got this week. What else came in this week? Oh, The Secret Empire. I'm mostly a Marvel guy. Not like you. Not like DC.
Not like me. Do you read any?
No.
Do you read any independents?
I got my Captain America. What else did I pick up this week? I don't know. That's why I like getting older books now, because I remember the old stuff, and the story's going to be good, and it's nice to have. And the prices aren't that bad on a lot of old comics. That's the great thing about TerrifiCon. If you're a collector of comic books, I've got about 15 or 16 different dealers of just comic books. A lot of these comic cons that are out there nowadays, there's no comics in them. You walk around, it's like, okay, there's Funko, and there's toys, and there's clothes, which is all good. But if you're called a Comic Con,
you need comics.
Have some comics there,
We've been to a few cons when there was only a handful of comic collectors, and that's what you need to do. You need to go there. You need to have artists. You need to have writers. You need to have people selling comics. That's what you need at a Comic-Con. Celebrities are cool, and T-shirts are cool, posters and action figures and statues are cool. But the main thing about the main thing at a Comic-Con is you need comics, and that's the one thing about TerrifiCon that I've always noticed. In every con that you put on, you had comic vendors.
Yeah, I actually go shopping before I only do it so I could go shopping before the doors open. Before you guys come in, I actually walk around all the booths and go looking for books that I want.
I think I did that with you last year. I think you and I did that. We got there. We pushed the spider buggy out of the way. Then you and I went through the vendor area, and because I was taking shots of the vendors setting up and you were shopping. I remember that.
Yeah, no. The Spider-Mobile was there last year. I love it. I wish I could have it again this year, but there's only so much room, and because of the back copter, I had to rotate things out. But next year, we're at the Exposition Center. It's under construction right now. It's at Mohegan Sun. It's going to be 3 or 4 times bigger than where we are now. So that's when you could bring in the buggy and all the other cars that you see, because we'll have the room for it. See, next year's show. Look, you're getting a sneak preview. Look at that. You get to see the dates.
Only here on the Angry Geek Show, August 17th through the 19th, 2018, TerrifiCon at the Mohegan Sun. Is that Jerry Ordway once again?
Let's do this year's first.
Yeah, let's do this year's first. But is that Jerry Ordway once again? Because I want to talk to you about...
No. That artwork's not... That's actually this kid named Stephen Barry, who's a big fan of the show. He comes every year, he volunteers, and he drew it, and it was very Jack Kirby-esque. So I thought I'd put it in there. So there's a shout-out to Steve Barry. So he's not a professional artist like Jerry Ordway, but it's still a very cool drawing nonetheless. So we're for the fans, you know? He's a fan of the show, so I help him out.
You help everybody. I mean, you helped us out immensely. Thank you very much. Let's talk more. Let's talk more art. What was that for?
What?
That look. Did you guys see that look that he just gave? I swear that there it is again. Anyway, let's talk. Let's comics. This is what Comic-Con is all about. There's the Defenders right there.
Yes.
Let's talk about comics. What other artists we got coming in?
Oh, now I put the poster right there.
I tried.
I do this because I forget every time. There's so many of them. Look at all of them. There is. We already mentioned Scott Snyder. Greg Capullo. Kevin McGuire, who did this. Remember this?
As a matter of fact, let me go off camera for a quick second, and look what I just happen to have.
Jeez, look at that. That's a McGuire cover right
Yes,
there.
it is.
Yeah. He's famous for that, like, group shot, you know. He'll be there, along with Keith Giffen.
Keith Giffen.
Writer on this stuff.
You know, last year, his roast last year was one of the highest rated videos that we have on our website.
Really?
On our website, but our website, it tripled what we had on YouTube, which was just funny. It was the funniest roast that I've ever been to. It was a great time.
Well, I gotta tell you, thank you for doing that, because like I say every year, I don't get to see the show. I only hear about it afterwards. I get to see the videos you guys do. You did the Spider-Man panel too, I think.
No, we did. We covered the John Wesley Ship panel for you. Of course, we had to.
Yeah.
Because of Jeremy, we had to. Jeremy's in love with John, so.
Well, maybe that's why he's not coming back this year.
Maybe.
No, but there's so many great... The one I'm looking forward to, so much so I decided to host it myself, was with Ryan Mind Nerding. Now, you might not know that name, but he's the guy at Disney Studios, at Marvel Studios, that does all the artwork for all the movies. Since Iron Man in 2008, he does all the, the pre-production, the visual... I don't know what the right term, the concept artist.
Okay.
He's the one that makes how Captain America's going to look, how Thanos is going to look, how Thor is going to look. He's the guy that does all that, and then they go and make the artwork and the models and the costumes and all that stuff.
So you'll be hosting that panel.
It's taking my breath away. That's how excited I am.
And when is that panel going to take place?
That one's on Saturday at 1 o'clock.
Saturday at 1 o'clock.
If I could breathe by then. Yeah. David Finch, Kevin McGuire, Meredith Finch, who's writing a book called Rose right now. Not your Rose.
Not my Rose.
Barry Kitson, all the way over from England, who did the cover of the program, which I showed this week. I don't know if I have it here. Did you see it with the Batman on it? All the superheroes saluting Batman?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to see that.
Oh, that was a great... I actually colored it. He sent the black and white artwork, and we were so late for the printer, I didn't have time to send it out, so...
Did you use Crayola?
Huh?
Did you use Crayola?
No, I did the Sharpie one.
You used the Sharpie, okay. I was concerned.
The smell. The blueberry ones, I colored it. I didn't go out of the lines, so it was good. Howard Chaykin and Roy Thomas, who will be making the first ever Star Wars panel. And
really?
These guys haven't got together since 1976 when they were promoting Star Wars before it came out. So here it is 40 years later, they're actually sitting down together, and they're going to talk about what it was like to make that comic book. So that's a first. That's never happened before, but it's happening here. Stan Sakai, I mentioned. Neil
Sagi
Adams.
Yojimbo. Neil.
Steve Englehart, who created Star-Lord and Mantis, who were in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Kurt Busiek from Marvel's fame and Astro City. Ron Garney always comes back. Went to school with Ron. Brett Booth and Norm Ratman, that's a big thing for you because Teen Titans, The Flash, they're there. Then we got some classics. We got Mike Zeck, Ron Lim, Mike Golden, Mike DiCarlo, John Beatty.
So you have the Punisher, the Silver Surfer, and the New Mutants, or Rogue, actually.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of New Mutants, Bob McLeod. I forgot Bob's name there. Bob McLeod. He's never been before. Great writers, Tamar Wolfman, Stephen Grant, who actually wrote that great Punisher miniseries. Keith Giffen, we mentioned. Marty Pasco, who did a lot of this 70s Superman and Wonder Woman stuff. Bob Greenberger, who's an editor, who's moderating. Paul Cooperberg will be back. I don't know. Tons of them.
Yeah, tons of them. But Jim DeMatteis, he had to cancel, right?
Yeah, he had a wedding in Atlanta or North Carolina. He forgot about it.
Not my wedding.
The funniest thing is, he was like, oh, I need a hotel room. I need this. I need non-smoking. I need this, that. All this thing. Then a month later, he's like, oh, I forgot. I have to go to a wedding. So thanks.
We're going to take another break. We'll be right back. And more at TerrifiCon in 2 weeks. Mitch, thank you for being on the show. Once again, the King of the Nerds in the search for Jeremy Courtney continues. I'm Lewis Perry from the Angry Geek Show. You can find us running all over TerrifiCon and maybe even during some panels. Come and look for us and be there. Angry Geeks approved.
Calling all geeks! Like me, you probably have your comics safely displayed in your plastic baggies with those white backing boards. So like me, you probably have the dilemma of only seeing one side of the comic. I mean, don't you want to show off that awesome wraparound cover or that awesome sketch cover without having to pull it out of the bag? Well, our friends at Slab Pro have the solution just for you. The world's first invisible comic backboards. That's right, invisible! They're acid-free, archival quality, ultra-rigid, and only 40 millimeters thick. They're crystal clear and totally invisible. They provide ultimate protection for the front and back of your comics. They're superior to those flimsy acid paperboards. And they're available in both modern and Silver Age sizes. And if you're a listener of the Earplug Podcast Network, we have a special deal just for you. Slab Pro is now offering you, the listeners of this podcast and all of our other Earplug podcast shows, 20% off their invisible comic backboards. That's only $7.95 for 10 invisible comic backboards. And all you have to do to get 20% off is visit slab-pro.com/earplug. That's slab-pro.com/earplug. They're going to give you X-ray vision!
This has been an Earplug Podcast presentation. Found on earplugpodcast.com, iTunes, SoundCloud, and wherever your favorite podcasts are found.